And we are back for one last hurrah of the Open Championships at the 2026 European Equipped Powerlifting Championships in Pilsen, Czechia. My name is Erasm Ivans, joined for this final flight by Honza Lubocek. Our diligent speaker for the entire week, a couple appearances on the live stream. How are you feeling after all these days of lifting, Honza?
Hey Razim, I feel great. I feel hyped up for those squats when I'm looking at the scoreboard. What this group brought us, Razim.
It's going to be a long group, 15 lifters, but these are the heaviest and the strongest lifters at this championship, so they are going to need a longer time to recover in between attempts, making a 15-person group the maximum size in the EPF and IPF allowed, I believe. It's going to make them play to their advantage, so maybe we'll see some huge squats, or I'm pretty sure we're going to see some huge squats. We have 4 openers above 400. Nominated best in the squats is Andriy Shevchenko at 460, personal best. I am really wondering how far these athletes today are going to be able to push it. We have the 120s and the 120 pluses. We have 6 lifters in 120 and 9 in 120 plus. And things are looking very much undecided, especially for the bottom 2 podium spots in both categories. In 120s we have Kovalo nominated at 1075 with quite an advantage, and in 120s we have Shevchenko nominated at 1110. Again, with quite an advantage, of course, with the huge jumps these guys are going to be taking. Even that is subject to change, but the rest of the podium spots in both categories are far from decided. We have the bar loaded for our first lifter, Alexandru Cazacu of Romania. 325.
Yeah, you already spoke about big jumps. His personal best is 350 kilos. So let's see how his competition will go, because these guys might jump 25 kilos in just between 2 attempts. Maybe they will jump even more, but we'll see.
Very easy looking first attempt, but 2 red lights, unfortunately. Inadequate depth from left and center referees. We're going to take a look at that replay, as will the jury. Well, I don't think he's missing much. Just a little lower to be a little more convincing for the referees.
Definitely it was a parallel, but unfortunately that's not enough. Maybe more weight will help him to reach the depth. We'll see in just 15 minutes.
Up next is Łukasz Majstranowski. 350 kilos already on our second opener. Three white lights, our first squat on the board.
2.5 kilos for Jack Barber, representing Great Britain. The bar is loaded on the platform from Great Britain.
Jack Barber up next of Great Britain, 352.5. Speedy on the way up, 3 white lights, a good lift for Barber.
Great job for Western European silver placed medalist in 2024.
Czechia, Tomáš Trneni.
360 kilos up next for Tomáš Trneni of Czechia. Opening right at his personal best squat.
Yeah, what I've seen, he had great prep so far, so hopefully he will be able to deliver also on the platform. And what about the lights? It's a free white lights good lift. He's on the board with match personal best.
Always welcome to open on your personal best. That means you can only improve on your second and third. He was slightly shaky, so my question is that how he usually squats?
Well, I'm not sure. Hopefully it's his way, or he will be able to fix this slider technique problem and deliver way more on his second attempt.
365 now for Jeroen van Hesvelde from Belgium.
He's 8 seconds to get the start command.
Super clean opening attempt for Jeroen. 3 white lights.
But nearly ran out of time. Every lifter has 1 minute to get the start command.
Yeah, he's gonna want to be a few seconds earlier on the platform just to be safe. Same weight 365s on the bar for Dominic Coman of Great Britain. That's rather hard on the way up. It's 3 white lights, he's on the board. That was not the easiest open here.
But he has PB of 380, so hopefully there was just a slight technical issue, maybe bigger inhale.
The bar is loaded, so the
382.5 now for Ionut Florin Lupas of Romania.
What a speedy opener, but
Really quick up and down, as you say, but unfortunately he's gonna have to go a little deeper.
representing Finland.
when we are looking for the depth, that means your hip crease has to be under the top of your knee joint, which was not the case in his attempt.
Finland, Tomi Mata.
385 now for Tomi Mata of Finland. I was just talking with the coach of Finland, one of the coaches on the way here. He said with 15 guys of their size in the warm-up area and the preparation room in front of the platform, it's getting pretty hot, so let's hope the guys can handle it.
And whatever the lights, Unfortunately.
Lights, unfortunately. I think that was for the two-stage descent. He sort of started going down, then went back up a little bit, and then finished the lift, which the lift itself looks okay, except for that descent. It's a rare error you see, but it's still blue lights, unfortunately.
He definitely will be able to recover. And in this case, I would actually jump some kilos more, even though they're not on the board yet. But we saw he has the strength to go also for the depth. So definitely at least 10 kilos.
387.5 now for Markus Glück of Austria. Nice and controlled, pretty speedy, and it's 3 white lights. I think the depth was very optimized there. From the front I was a bit unsure, but all 3 referees seem to be satisfied with it. And yeah, from the side you can see very optimized. Just deep enough.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Germany. Moritz.
Now for one of the 120 plus podium contenders, Moritz Taschner of Germany, 390 kilos. Just 24 years of age, but already very familiar with the international platform.
And experience seems to be paying off. 2-1, good lift.
Yeah, there was a depth fall from the right side referee. Lift seemed to be somewhat marginal. Let's see the replay here. Should be just about okay. We'll see if the jury does not seem to be doing anything about it, so he's on the board. He's gonna squat to exactly this depth or a little lower just to be safe on his following attempts. That's Taschner on the board, and we have 5 squats remaining, just 1 before we move into the 400s. Christoph Seefeld of Germany, 395.
Checking the bar before his attempt.
We can see here one of the things we already discussed in a couple sessions at these championships, the uprights of the rack being moved inward, because some of these guys with their huge frames find it hard to grab the bar inside the uprights, so we move them inside. Oh, slow and controlled on descent, strong ascent, but unfortunately cannot keep steady to receive the re-rack command. Just started shaking uncontrollably, lost control at the very top. That is unfortunate. Strength was definitely there.
He's experienced. What would you do, Erasim, in this situation?
I think I would repeat it. It was not a technical issue so much as just a mishap on a first squat, maybe nerves, maybe reps just a little too tight, we'll see. Or maybe up the attempt by a very small margin. Andrej Sip of Czechia now, 400 kilos. Straight out of the juniors. Already competing at the very top of the open category.
And it's a 3 white lights, good lift.
A little bit of a sticking point there, at about 2/3 of the way up.
But it's definitely way better than last year, because I remember Andrej struggled with 400 for 2 attempts. Now he started with 400 and it's on the board.
The bar is loaded, so
420 now for Gudfinur Magnusson of Iceland. Personal best of 440. That is making light work, but unfortunately not deep enough. Both side referees give him a red light for depth. He's gonna have to go a little bit lower. Looks very marginal to me, so it doesn't have much to improve, just a little bit.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Ukraine.
Danilo Kovalov of Ukraine up next, 425. He's the favorite to win in the 120s. Personal best total of 1085, and already looking to almost reach that number with just his openers.
Oh, and he made 425 fly. It's a 2-to-1 good lift.
That was easy work. There is a red light from the center referee this time. Let's see how it looks from the side perspective.
And if he'll be successful and he will win this category, it will be his hat trick. He'll win 3 years in a row.
And our final opener, 120 plus, Andriy Shevchenko of Ukraine, 440 kilos.
Three white lights for Ukraine.
3 white lights, a good lift for Shevchenko. He's on the board and he's projected to lead the category by 70 kilos.
Damn, I still can't believe how these guys lifting 440 kilos. It's like a half weight of some light car.
So after round 1, we have 10 guys on the board, 5 not yet on the board. Some of them are going to be repeating attempts, some of them have increased the weight slightly, some of them can take in reasonable jumps from their openers. First, a repeat from round 1, Alexandru Kazaku of Romania, 325 going again. Still looking very easy. Was it deep enough? Again, 2 red lights. Just gonna have to go lower.
365 kilos for Łukasz Masnerowski, representing Poland.
Jury is rewatching it.
I don't think there was a significant improvement from his first attempt here. At this point, maybe I would load a couple kilos more just to help him push down a little. Not too much, maybe 10 more. Up next, Łukasz Majsnerowski of Poland, 365.
$15-kilo jump to new personal best if successful. And he's grinding it up for the new personal best.
It's significantly harder than his first attempt, but it's a nice personal best for Majsnerowski. 2-1 good lift.
It's a 15 more than his opener, so it might get harder. Now maybe just 5 kilo more.
Now we'll see what Team Poland decides to put in for a third attempt.
The bar is loaded, so the platform from Great
372.5 now for Dominic Coman of Great Britain. Pretty nice and controlled. 3 white lights, a good lift for Coman.
372.5 kilos for Thomas Trneni, representing Czechia. The bar is loaded on the platform from Czechia, Thomas Trneni.
372.5 now for Tomas Trneni of Czechia. 360 was a bit shaky, looked strong, but was shaking a bit during both descent and ascent.
I would say it looks the same.
Yeah, perhaps even a little better. It's a 2-1 good lift. It's a rare thing to see in the heavyweight categories, but he's making good use of that knee cave.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Great Britain, Jack.
As long as it works, why not to use it?
Absolutely. 372.5 for Jack Barber of Great Britain. Big jump, 20 kilos. Although I think we're gonna see a couple more of those.
Three white
White lights. Good lift. It was really easy for a 20 kilo jump.
Lupas, representing Romania.
I wouldn't be afraid of another 20 kilos.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Romania.
Leonid Florin Lupas of Romania up next, reattempting 382.5. Had a depth issue on his first attempt.
Let's see, Team Romania seems to play it a little conservative, just re-attempting the weight. Still seems pretty strong.
This time it's a 2-1 good lift, and I said it was marginal on the first one, so maybe just a little bit.
Jeroen van Heesvelde, representing Belgium.
He's on the board with 382.5.
A massive reserve of energy for the third squat.
From Belgium, Jeroen van
385 now for Jeroen van Heesveld.
Second attempt just 2.5 kilos under his personal best.
super strong. 3 white lights.
And I think we'll see some new personal best on the third attempt.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Finland.
Tommy Mata up next, 400 kilos, 15 kilo jump from a missed opener.
If this opener will be successful, he might be one of the contestants for a podium on squat, but we'll see. Firstly, he has to get one on the board.
Holds on this time and his 3 white lights, a good lift for Mata, 400 kilos. Massive personal best. And definitely contention for squat podium and possibly the overall podium if anything should go wrong for any of the lifters up ahead.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Germany.
Christoph Seefeld of Germany, 400 kilos, just a 5 kilo jump from a missed opener. Had some stability issues with his opening squat, I believe.
Now just stay with the bar.
It's 2 yellows again. He's shaking at the top and I think that might be the infraction. Fails to present the bar in a controlled manner. That's a problem. It's an issue that's very hard to fix. Because you can manipulate technique, you can manipulate wrapping style, the positioning of your suit, your belt, the way you descend, but when you're at 98% of the lift, your body's so exhausted it can just start doing things out of your control. 402.5 now for Markus Gluck of Austria.
Also a little bit shaky, but it's to do one good lift. He's on the board. One red call from a chief referee, and he actually needs every single kilo to be one of the contestants for squat podium.
Absolutely, Gluck currently in squat silver. He'll be in squat bronze going into round 3 if Andrei Sip is successful in his second attempt.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Czechia. Andrei Sip.
410 kilos for Sip of Czechia.
What about the lights? It's a 3 white lights, and Andrei Sip scored another one.
provisional squat silver, which will only be attacked by Gluck. So Sheep at this point has a guaranteed squat podium. Will that be silver or bronze is to be decided. Moritz Taschner next, Germany, 410 kilos.
4 lifters left in this round.
And he seems to have a lot of strength in the tank. 2-1. He scores 410.
30 kilos.
Yeah, once again, a red light from the side referee, but it's a 2-1. And if it's 2-1, good lift, you have to only convince one of the 3 jury members, because they have to be unanimous to overturn.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Iceland. Goodfin.
One more athlete without a spot on the board as of yet, Gudfinor Magnusson of Iceland. Jumping 10 to 430.
Judging by the opener, I would say that's a reasonable call because he had a problem with depth. It wasn't strength issue at all. But now it gets a bit heavier.
It's too red still, unfortunately, a no lift, but did he hit the rack there on the descent?
Yeah, he did.
Wow, what a job to recover from that. It was a no lift, unfortunately, but to hit the racks and still squat 430 is insane.
Bar is loaded on the platform from Ukraine. Danilo Kovalov.
Final attempt in the 120s. Second round, Danilo Kovalov of Ukraine, 445. Just 3 kilos off the current European record.
Oh, have you seen the speed of this attempt? 2-1, good lift. And I don't think Team Ukraine will attempt just European record. They might go also for a world record, which stands for 453.5 kilos. That's just 8 kilos away. What do you think, Erasim?
Yeah, with the speed of that, they don't even have to cheap the world record. They can go for 455, for 460. That is just immense. And one final squat in round 2 is 460 kilos for Andriy Shevchenko of Ukraine. And another ridiculously easy monster weight. 460 is on the board for Andriy Shevchenko.
I just love the show they're showing us right now. And wonder how much they'll jump. Unfortunately, the European record seems to be quite far from 460. But
we'll see. So as things stand, we still have 3 athletes off the board: Kazako, Magnusson and Seefeld. Otherwise, we have Kovalov leading in the 120s with 445 and Shevchenko leading the 120 pluses with 460, none of which will be overtaken in round 3. But there is a fight going on between Sheep and Gluck, who will be taking the silver medal in the 120s. First athlete out, Alexandru Kazako of Romania jumping 30 to 355. Maybe the extra 30 kilos helps him reach adequate depth.
He has to fight for this weight, but unfortunately this will be no lift.
Too ambitious of a jump for Kazako, and he's unfortunately out of the competition.
Yeah, 30 kilos seems to be a bit too much. I didn't want to say anything before that. I didn't want to jinx it, but 30 kilos just to hit the depth seems to be a little too much. Maybe 10, but it's an experience, and hopefully Team Romania for the next year will come just stronger.
370 for Lukasz Majsnerowski of Poland. Successful 15 kilo jump from 350 to 365, but the 365 was not particularly easy, so 370 is a very reasonable call here. Just knows he cannot do it at the bottom. Great recovery by the spotters, and that is a no lift, unfortunately.
And I think it was a wise decision to just say no, even though spotters have to take 300 over 300 kilos, but he saved a lot of energy for the bench press.
Absolutely, it was a smart decision, as you say. If you know you can't do it, quit. Don't apply that to everything in life, people. Just to third equipped squats. 380 kilos now for Dominic Coman of Great Britain. This is for a matched personal best. White lights, a great third attempt from Coman. 3 for 3.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Czechia. Tomáš Trneni.
Same weights on the bar. 380 for Tomáš Trneni of Czechia. 7.5 kilo personal best to add on an already big improvement in round 2. Can he control the shaking? Can he make use of the knee cave? Looks like he can. That is a strong performance. 2-1 good lift for Trneni.
He gets new personal best on the international platform. 3 out of 3.
Representing Great Britain. The bar is loaded on the platform from Great Britain. Ladies and gentlemen,
387.5 for Jack Barber of Great Britain now.
silver medalist
15 kilo jump.
Barber.
Looking strong for today. 3 white lights, good lift, and still a lot of energy to take on a bench press.
His field there represented Belgium. bar is loaded. On the platform from Belgium, ladies and gentlemen, two-time Western European Championship winner, Jeroen van Heesvelde.
395s on the bar for Jeroen van Heesvelde.
But it doesn't seem he will come out.
Yeah, I think he is done with squats for the time being, which means we have 30 seconds to thank one of our sponsors. It's going to be ESN, Elite Sports Nutrition, this time for providing us with sustenance, with protein, pre-workouts, creatine, protein bars, very delicious ones. One of the best I've tried, I have to say. Just your general sports nutritional needs and your elite sports nutrition needs. Big thanks for them to partnering up with the EPF. And as the clock ticks down, it will be a no lift for Jeroen van Heesvelde. And it's going to be 397.5 for Ionut Florin Lupas of Romania. 15 kilo jump, not quite to his personal best, but after some trouble, only getting his opener on second try.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2025 European
He's looking for 15 kilos to improve his total, bring himself closer to the fight for possible podium spots. Two of the contenders are still not on the board with the squad, so currently projected in third. Seems hype about that. 15 kilo improvement, 3 white lights, a good lift.
400 kilos for Christoph Ziffel representing Germany.
One of the easiest third attempts we've seen so far.
Yeah, I think that might have been the planned second, or somewhere in between the planned second and planned third. But still, 15 kilos secured, is 15 kilos secured. Another athlete without a squat on the board, Christoph Seefeld of Germany, re-attempting 400 kilos. Squatting it up is not the issue. The issue is telling his body to just keep control until he gets the re-rack command at the very top. He's going beast mode. 400 kilos to stay in the competition. Hold it, hold it.
This time it's
Three white lights. He's shaking his head. He thinks he's not done it, but it's 3 white lights and he's on the board.
That's what we want to see. Those recoveries are just perfect to watch. And I think on the upper position he said, hey, it wasn't that hard squat there.
The squatting part was never hard, or at least not for him.
For me it will be definitely hard to squat 400 kilos.
400 kilos would just straight up kill me. Wouldn't even be hard, I'd just compress. 412.5 for Markus Gluck of Austria. This is to retake provisional silver ahead of Sheep, who will then go again, try and take it away.
This attempt is for the interim second place in the squad. In the 120 weight class. The fight waiting for the decision.
3 white lights, a good lift, provisional silver for Gluk.
Please load the bar. 415 kilos for Andrei Ship, representing Czechia. The bar is loaded.
Andrei Ship of Czechia now going back for the squat silver, 415 kilos.
Former three-time junior world champion.
Hopefully he'll be able to keep the trajectory of the bar.
Squat silver medal.
Sometimes he just lose control with the ascent. So let's see right now, 415 for squat silver. He definitely will leave there everything on the platform.
That looked easy in its 3 white lights, 415 silver medal secured for Andrei Ship of Czechia.
It was way better than his second attempt. Way more controlled. That's what we wanted to see.
Yeah, just kicked it into another gear.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Germany.
422.5 now for Moritz Taschner of Germany, 2.5 kilo personal best.
Champion Moritz Taschner. This attempt is for the interim second place in the squad in the 120 plus weight class.
Still easy.
3 white lights.
3 white lights, a good lift.
Please load the bar 430 kilos for Gudfinur Magnusson.
There was still 15 kilos in the tank at least.
Just incredible. 3 attempts remaining, and they are very different attempts in nature. First we have Gudfinur Magnusson, 430 kilos to stay in the competition.
2023 Western European Championship winner and
He needs this.
European silver medalist.
Just
Gudfinur
adequate depth.
The lifter missed the first 2 attempts. Let's give them a big round of applause and your support for this one. Come on, Gudfinur.
And we can hear the yow, yow, yow echoing. Come on, hold it.
And what about this time?
It's a 2-to-1 good lift, and Magnusson is on the board. Let's hope for no jury intervention this time, and let's see the replay.
454 kilos.
I think he should be okay. I would find it hard to believe that all 3 jurors would think that was an inadequate depth. And there he is. Next attempt is a world record attempt. It's 454. New squat world record in the 120s for Danilo Kovalo of Ukraine. It's one of those lifts you have to stand up for. See it live.
He said they will go for 455, but they decided to take the chip.
And that is simply casual. How does one move a world record like that? 3 white lights, no doubts on the table, and Danilo Kovalo is a world record holder and your squad gold medalist in the 120s.
I saw some people in the audience just shaking their head and just grabbing their head because they didn't believe how easy this one was.
This guy could have another 3 attempts probably. But it's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. We have one more squat remaining in the 2026 European Equipped Open Powerlifting Championships, and it's a big one. 475 kilos for Andriy Shevchenko of Ukraine. He holds the squat gold in the 120 plus. He holds almost 100 kilo advantage on prognosis. This would be a big personal best. 10 kilos. And would you look at that? 3 white lights. And these weights are moving way too casually. Way too casually. The strength these guys are exhibiting is immense, ladies and gentlemen. And this wraps up the squats for the final session of the 2026 European Equipped Powerlifting Championships. Your rankings as of now: in the 120s, in squat bronze with 412.5, we have Markus Glück of Austria. In second with 415, we have Andrzej Szyp of Czechia. And with a new world record of 454, squat gold in the 120s goes to Ukraine, to Danilo Kovalo. In the 120 plus, bronze medal with 422.5 goes to Moritz Taschner of Germany. Silver with 430 on his very final attempt goes to Gudfinur Magnusson. And squat gold with 475 goes to Andriy Shevchenko of Ukraine. We'll be back in about 19 minutes time, so we'll see you then. And just like that, we are back for the 2026 European Equipped Powerlifting Championships in Pilsen, Czechia. We have had an awesome squat session with Danilo Kovalo in the 120s, breaking the world record with 4:54, and Andriy Shevchenko winning the 120 pluses with 4:75. It was a tight battle, some marginal calls and some exciting comebacks for lifters missing their first two attempts and then getting one on the board in the very last attempt. Such impressive lifting, and we are right into the bench press session. We have openers ranging from 205 up to 340 kilos. Once again for Andriy Shevchenko, really in a class of his own today. We'll be starting off with Tomáš Trněný of Czechia, opening at 205.
Tomáš had really great bench session so far. Now opening 5 kilos under his personal best. Let's say 3 white lights, good lift. He has first bench on the board.
It's a reasonably comfortable first attempt.
Dominic Coman is up next. The bar is loaded on the platform from Romania, Alexandru Cazacu.
Alexandru Cazacu of Romania is up next, going for 220. Unfortunately, was unable to put a squat up on the board. Depth issues in all of his 3 attempts. He can still fight for medals in bench and deadlift. We'll see how it goes for him.
Bit heavier for an opener, wait for the lights. 3 white, his first attempt on the board.
Yeah, it was a bit of work towards the lockout. But if he uses the momentum he gets from the shirt, he should be okay for at least a couple kilos more.
On the platform from Great Britain, Dominic Coman.
230 on the bar for Dominic Coman of Great Britain.
And he's also fighting with 230.
Unfortunately, a no lift.
Let's see here on the replay. There's 2 yellows most likely for glutes lifting the bar and 1 blue for, was it a descent or lack of lockout?
Not quite sure. But let's hope he can fix the mistakes in round 3. Jack Barber at 245.
The opener waiting for the decision.
3 white lights and a reasonable opener for Barber.
45 kilos for Lukasz Majsnerowski. The bar is loaded on the platform from Poland, Lukasz Majsnerowski. Markus Gluk is up next.
245 for Lukasz Majsnerowski of Poland.
Opening 10 kilos under his personal best. was a slow and steady 3 white lights, easy work.
Great control of the bar on the way down and on the way up. He's really proficient with the bench press shirt. Markus Gluck up next, 262.5, your squat bronze medalist in the 120s. And one of the podium candidates. It's a super comfortable opener. A yellow light from the side. We'll try and see the side angle. There was some movement in the glutes or hips. I think contact was kept there, so that should be a good lift for Luke.
Hopefully jury seems to agree with you, Arazim. He was nominated with 297.5, which now makes sense because it's a 30 kilos away and it was pretty easy.
Andrzej Sheep of Czechia, 272.5. Just 2.5 kilos below his bench press personal best.
Last year here in Pilsen he struggled with the bench press. If I'm not mistaken, he bombed out, so hopefully this is the right call.
Certainly looks like the right call. It's 3 white lights. Very comfortable opener for Andrzej Sheep.
And still a lot of room to grow. 10, 12 kilos more.
$275 for Jeroen van Hesveld. Careful and controlling on the way down. Easy ascent.
It was really long descent. It's the pressures that pushes on your body. These are incredible. So great work and still really easy with 275.
Tommy Mata up next of Finland, opening at his personal best of 275. Two to one, good lift. There is a yellow from the side, and this time I did see some struggle during the lockout phase. Let's hope the glute stayed in contact with the bench.
We saw the light. It's up to jury right now.
Yeah, I think the very top of them might have stayed in contact, but the jury disagrees. The lift is overruled, unfortunately. There is a no lift for Mata. And we're moving on to 290 for Moritz Taschner. Very comfortable opener.
He's having an amazing day. Squats just flew. Now the same thing on the bench press.
The bar is loaded on the platform.
Yeah, it's gonna be close between him and Magnusson for silver medal in the 120 plus overall. Tashna seems to be in slightly better position, with Magnusson only making his final squat. Christoph Seefeld now 305. Personal best of 342.5. Another lifter who only made his final squat. Had an unusual shaking problem with his first two attempts, but then recovered on his third.
Now Slater struggle at the lookout, but it's a free white lights, good lift, no descent.
He did extremely well there not to let the bar dip during that transition to the very final lockout.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Romania, Ionut Florin Lupas. Goodfellow Magnusson is up next.
Ionut Florin Lupas up next of Romania, 307.5 on the bar. Three white lights, a good lift. A really soft touch point, really low down on the very bottom of his rib cage. Very good technique.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Iceland, Gottfried Magnusson. Daniel Kovalov is up next. 3 lifters left in this round.
Next is Gudfinor Magnusson of Iceland, 310 kilos.
Third heaviest opener. Hopefully he will be able to score on the first attempt.
I think he got out of position a little bit in the bottom at the touch point, and this means that Tashna is going to have more and more of an advantage over him, and possibly Seefeld could close up for an attempt at a double German podium.
But luckily he is a master of comebacks, so hopefully he will be able to secure the 310 or 315, because he increased the weight on the bar by 5 on the second one.
Danilo Kovalo of Ukraine now 325 kilos, personal best of 340, so a pretty heavy opener, but needs it to secure his world record. Oh, and come on! That is 3 white lights. A laughably easy opener for Kovalo. What's the jump here? 20? 30?
Let's take a look once again. I wouldn't be afraid of. Let's do a compromise. Let's do a compromise. 25 kilos, and he should be still safe.
We'll see what they go for, and we have one final opener. Andriy Shevchenko of Ukraine, 340. And another, so fast.
I still can't believe that there's a 340 kilos on the bar. It looks like an empty bar. Guys, just showing us that you should be able to score your opener whenever I wake you up in the night. Just that easy it should be.
So as things stand after round one, we have three competitors not yet on the board. Koman, Mata and Magnusson. In the 120s, Kovalo leading with an easy opener of 325, and in 120 plus it's Shevchenko leading with 340. We're starting off round two with Tomáš Trneni of Czechia jumping 7.5 kilos to 212.5.
Fighting for this weight because he knows if he'll be successful, he secures new personal best by 2.5 kilos, and that's what he's doing. And still, maybe 5 more kilos.
Yeah, he's gonna want to be careful with his feet on his third attempt. I saw some movement there, and you don't want to give the judges the impression that your feet are lifting during the descent or ascent of the lift. Now, first lifter out without a bench press on the board, Dominic Koman of Great Britain. Really fast now. 2-1 good lift, a yellow from the center referee though. Didn't seem to me like he skipped the press command.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Romania.
But it seems with the pretty long pause, or when you have a press command, the bar has to be motionless on the chest to be given the press command, and in this case it looked like that, but we don't know, we can't hear the commands here, so it's up to jury now.
I think the lift will stand, so Koman is safe. We have Alexandru Kazako from Romania going for 232.5. Super hard lockout. Is it locked out? I think it is.
We'll see, referees will show the lights in just a few seconds.
Unfortunately, it's a no lift, 2 blue lights and 1 yellow. Oh, there's bars moving left and right. I think the center might have dipped ever so slightly there, and the ref spotted it.
Jack Barber is up next.
Łukasz Majsnerowski now of Poland, 2:55 for a matched personal best.
Pressing it up. Let's wait for the lights. 3 white lights.
Nice and slow, but very consistent.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Great Britain.
He's set up very unevenly on the bench now. You can see his right shoulder pretty much on top of the bench and his left shoulder completely hanging off. I mean, if it works, it works. But usually you'd want to be set up approximately on the middle of the pad. Jack Barber now, 257.5. It's a matched personal best.
And he just flew up with 3 white lights. Ready for match personal best, and we are looking forward to see some new one.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Finland. Tommi Mata.
From Finland, Tommi Mata going for 275 for a second time. Got overruled on his first attempt.
So hopefully the glutes will stay in contact. now fighting, and
This is gonna be blue lights, I'm afraid. That is unfortunate. Mata's still not on the board.
but I was always wondering why lifters are pressing up even though they have that kind of descent there. But when I tried bench shirt, I now understand why they're pushing, because for us it seems like 5 seconds of time, but they're under the bar, under the pressure, and they just maybe not even realize that there was that kind of descent.
380 on the bar now for Andre Sheep. 5 kilo personal best. Worked was the lockout, but still a very reasonable second attempt. 3 white lights for Andre.
Looking at the scoreboard, he might be in a run for overall, for bench position, but he will need 7.5 more. Do you think he has 7.5 more?
I'm not sure. They're going for 5. So if Gluck and Van Hesveld make their attempts, well, he'll still be on the podium with 285 on body weight from Van Hesvelde. We'll see how it plays out in third round. This is 285 for Jeroen Van Hesveld. Once again, just amazing control of the bar on the way down. Perfect press up, 3 white lights.
And if he be able to repeat this effort, he is in round for the podium on bench press.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Austria. Marcus Blue. Is up next.
Now for the lift, I'm quite possibly the most curious about in round 2. Markus Gluck of Austria jumping 27.5 kilos to 290. From 262.5 to 290. These are big weights, but for bench press, this is a huge jump.
It seems that Team Austria know what they're doing. He has a personal best of 305 kilos, so why not to jump 27.5?
Oh, absolutely. 3 white lights. Now I'm wondering why they lowered the opener. Maybe just to secure a total, because they knew they would, even with 262.5, they would still be somewhat in the game for the podium spots. But now he's a very realistic contender to Andre Sheep.
Yeah, and if he jumps 10, 15 more kilos, definitely in a run for silver at overall.
Ionut Florin Lupas of Romania now 312.5, just a 5 kilo jump. Still looking good. 3 white lights, a good lift for Lupas.
Same weight for Maurice Tascher representing Germany.
I'm wondering why they choose to jump only 5 kilos, but it's still, he is lifting 312.5, which is a lot.
I think the limiting factor there is the lockout, and he knows approximately where his limit at the lockout would be. 312.5 for Moritz Taschner of Germany.
22.5.
Yeah, another pretty significant jump.
Good fight, waiting for the
Definitely heavier than the first, but 3 white lights, a good lift.
15 kilos for
Maybe I don't see him quite going for his personal best of 330 today, but something in the 320s would be a more than reasonable jump.
the bar is loaded. So the platform from Iceland.
Magnusson from Iceland, 315 kilos now. Same trouble as in squats. First bench unsuccessful. Can he now recover faster and try and gain a few kilos on Taschner?
He's fighting with 315, refusing to give up.
Huge fight. Can't lock it out. This is now trouble for Iceland. He was off the board going into round 3 of squat, but the squats were easy. They just needed a little technical improvement. This bench here does not fill me with confidence.
Yeah, this one looks more of the strength issue than some technical, but we've seen great comebacks throughout the week.
Absolutely, and we are hoping for one of those in round 3 for Magnusson. Now currently a contender for overall bronze and bench press silver, Christoph Seefeld of Germany, 320 kilos. Can he lock it out? Cannot. That is unfortunately no lift for Seefeld.
But fortunately, he has at least one on the board already.
representing Ukraine. Andrei Shevchenko is up next. The mark is loaded, so the platform from Ukraine.
Danilo Kovalov up next of Ukraine, 342.5, 17.5 kilo jump. Big jump, but completely reasonable from what we've seen from him in round 1. A bit more work now. 3 white lights still.
But still one of the easiest second attempts we've seen, so definitely reasonable and still space to grow at least 7.5, 10 kilos might be there.
Final attempt in round 2. Andriy Shevchenko of Ukraine, 355, a 15 kilo jump. His opener was also exceptionally easy.
What was that, Erasm?
No slowing down from Shevchenko. 3 white lights, and I can only imagine what he'll go for in round 3. I could see another 15.
Actually, if I were in his point, I may below the European record, which stands for 375.5, so they have to load 376 because he has a lead already on a projection, so why not to try it?
Yeah, that would be a 21 kilo jump. They have decided not to go for it, but another 15, they seem to think it is on the cards, and we're starting off round 3 with 2 athletes still not on the board, Mata and Magnusson. They're gonna have to give it everything they have in round 3 to get on the board. This is Tomas Trnieni of Czechia, 217.5. And this one just too heavy. Still walks home with a personal best.
Alessandro Kazaku, Dominic Coman is up next. The bar is loaded, so the platform from Romania, Alexandru Kazako.
232.5 now, a reattempt from round 2 for Alexandru Kazako.
The second one looked more like a strength issue, but maybe they tucked the t-shirt a little bit more down. Maybe they adjusted it so he might get 232.5 on the
A lot better this time for Alexandru Kazako. 3 white lights, a good lift. Did exactly what he had to do. Perfect technical execution and secured the 232.5.
and now I understand that he has 250 of personal best.
Dominic, come on.
237.5 on the bar for Dominic Coman of Great Britain. Great third attempt, 3 white lights, matched personal best.
Representing Poland, Jack Barber is up next. The bar is loaded, so the platform from Poland, Łukasz Majsterowski. Come on, Łukasz, come on, Poland.
262.5 on the bar now for Łukasz Majsterowski of Poland.
Once again, really controlled technique.
Good work and 3 white lights.
3 white lights, a good lift for Majsterowski. Yeah, as you point out, very slow and controlled, but very consistent. He doesn't get stuck at the lockout, he just moves slowly.
As long as it works for him.
And this is actually a great technique. It exhibits a great degree of control. 270 for Jack Barber. This will be a 12.5 kilo personal best for the Brit. Three white lights, a great third attempt, big personal best for Barber.
Is up next. The bar is loaded, so the platform from Finland, Tommy Mata.
Now we are at the point of no return for Tommy Mata of Finland. 275. He has lifted it twice. Twice he has made technical errors that cost him the white lights. He needs to do it on his third attempt in order to secure a bench, put up a total and fight. Come on. Oh, he gets the bar up again, but I'm once again afraid that's blue lights, and that is heartbreaking for Mata and Team Finland to lift the weight 3 times. That is unfortunate, but he is out of the competition. We have 7 lifters remaining able to put up a total in the 120s. One of those is Andrei Sip of Czechia, going for 285, another improvement on his personal best, a provisional bench press bronze medal. Big support from the Czech home crowd. Beautiful third attempt for Sheep. 3 white lights, provisional bench press bronze, and a great position to fight for that silver medal with Gluck. He'll be at the very least 15 kilos ahead after deadlift openers. If things stay as they are, they'll be pretty much neck and neck on subtotals, and Sheep seems to be the stronger deadlifter.
This attempt is for the interim second place.
Jeroen van Hesveld, 290 now for a personal best of 2.5, but more importantly, a guaranteed bench press podium. Provisional silver, guaranteed at least bronze. Three white lights, no doubts whatsoever. New personal best and a guaranteed podium for Van Hesveld.
Representing Austria. And silver medal attempt for Austria. The bar is loaded on the platform.
Will it be bronze or silver for Team Austria now? Markus Gluck is going for 297.5. A 7.5 kilo jump from a very reasonable second attempt. Should be able to do it, but needs perfect technical execution.
Out for the 7.5.
Such a 5 centimeters away from the lockout, but there is no lift for Gluck. And that is Van Hesveld in silver, Gluck in bronze. Moving on to the 120 pluses and 120 in between those. It's going to be a special one, as we've come to expect from him. We are now before another attempt that can be category defining. Guðfinnur Magnusson of Iceland needs 315 kilos on the bench press to secure a subtotal to be able to fight for the podium spots in the 120 pluses in deadlifts. He needs this. He only made his third squat, so he knows the feeling. Now he needs to make his third bench. No! Loses control, and that is Magnusson out of the competition. And that means that the fight for the silver medal will be between Taschner and Meissnerowski. Between Taschner and Seefeld, we're looking at a quite possible double German podium here. Taschner is going to have quite an advantage, and we're going to have Lupas of Romania trying to close up to Seefeld for that bronze medal. 5 attempts remaining, first of which is Moritz Taschner, 320 for a provisional bench silver in the 120 pluses, but not even a guaranteed medal.
Once again, he showed us strength he's carrying, but it's a 2-1. One blue light from right side referee for descent most likely.
Yeah, that will be downward motion.
The bar is loaded on the platform from
There
Romania.
was a little bit of twitch towards the top. We'll see if the jury does anything about it. I don't think they will, which means that Tashner is in provisional bench press silver, but there are two athletes who can overtake him and push him off the bench podium. First of which is Ionut Florin Lupas of Romania, 322.5.
Fighting with that, but
Did he receive the redirect command there?
I don't think so. But
Unfortunately, no. 3 yellow lights, no lift for Lupas, who is still in bench press bronze, but can be pushed off the podium now by Seefeld. That was as close as one can get to locking out. Wow. Heartbreaking for Lupas.
3 lifters left in this round. The bar is loaded on the platform from Germany.
Christoph Seefeld of Germany now 337.5. If he gets this attempt in, he'll have a pretty significant advantage over Lupas to be secure in third position overall. Maybe try and have a go at Tashner if he slips up on deadlifts.
seems like Team Germany knows what they're doing. It's a 2-1, yellow.
There's a yellow light from the right-hand side. My question is, was it skipped command?
But jury seems satisfied with this one.
Not sure, but the jury is satisfied, as you say, and there is silver medal in the bench press for Seefeld and a very strong position to grab the bronze medal overall. 2 lifts remaining in the round, and once again, 1 lift before the end of the round. We have Danilo Kovalo of Ukraine going for a world record, 356.5 for a new world record in 120 equipped bench press. Lock it out, lock it out. And this time it's gonna be a no lift for Kovalo. Still has the squat record and still has, at this point, almost 100 kilo lead in the 120s, but no bench press record today.
But this record was definitely worth trying. As you said, he has 100 kilos of advantage.
370 now for Andriy Shevchenko of Ukraine. Holds the bench press gold with a comfortable margin, holds the lead in the category by a comfortable margin.
Now coming for the 10 kilo personal best.
3 for 3 in squats. Can he go 3 for 3 in bench? Wow!
He should have loaded the European and world record.
You know what? I think we need a rule in powerlifting allowing the jury to give another attempt to a lifter, maybe not to be counted towards the total, but just to go break a record in cases such as this. This wraps up the bench press session, ladies and gentlemen. In the 120s, in bronze medal position, we have Markus Glück of Austria with 290 on bodyweight, from Jörn van Hesveld of Belgium, same weight, lighter bodyweight, and the bench press gold with 342.5 goes to Danilo Kovalo in the 120 plus. Bench press bronze with 320 goes to Moritz Tashner of Germany. Silver with 337.5 goes to Christoph Seefeld of Germany, and bench press gold with a very easy 370 goes to Andriy Shevchenko of Ukraine. These are the subtotals as they stand. Things to be decided in about 19 minutes time. As we head into deadlifts, the two Ukrainians have a very significant lead in each of their respective categories, but the other podium spots are still in play. We'll see you then. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for one last time at the 2026 European Equipped Powerlifting Championships in Pilsen, Czechia. In the next about 45 minutes, we're going to be deciding the 120s and the 120 pluses. Deadlifts are inbound. We have in the 120s, in a pretty comfortable lead, Danilo Kovalo of Ukraine, followed by Gluk and Sip, with Van Hesvelde very close behind. In the 120 pluses, we have Shevchenko leading with a very comfortable margin. Then, quite possibly a double German podium of Taschner and Seefeld. Now to continue on our discussion that we had at the end of the bench press round, the 18 minutes have not gone to waste. We have actually found out that we rediscovered an old IPF rule when proposing to grant Shevchenko a fourth attempt on the bench press. Up until about 2010, it was actually allowed in the IPF if a lifter's third attempt was successful and within 20 kilos of the world record or the European record at European competitions, they could be granted a fourth attempt. And that attempt would not count towards the total, just to break the record. Here's Gudfinur Magnusson of Iceland, opening at a token 75, 3 white lights. And I think that will be it for his competition. We'll see if they load up more and come back, or if he's just done with his comp. ...250 kilos are going on the bar for Alexandru Cazacu of Romania. And Magnusson has scratched the remaining 2 attempts, so for the following rounds we're just going to have 13 lifters, still plenty of time to recover.
There was a 3 white lights, good lift. He has deadlift attempt on the board.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Romania, Ion Florin Lupas.
Same weight, same state. Another athlete, Ionut Florin Lupas, also from Romania, also going for 215 kilos, 50 kilos. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Same weight for Lukas Majsnerowski. The bar is loaded on the platform from Poland, Lukas Majsnerowski.
One more attempt at 250 kilos, Lukas Majsnerowski of Poland. A bit slow off the ground, but a successful third attempt.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Great Britain, Jack Barber.
$255 on the bar now for Jack Barber of Great Britain.
This one was easy opener with 3 white lights.
270 kilos for Dominic Coman, representing Great Britain.
Everybody so far pulling conventional, which I would say is more typical in these weight classes.
Dominic Coman.
370 on the bar now for Dominic Coman, also from Great Britain. Super speedy opener, 3 white lights.
And 292.5 kilos for Markus Gluck, representing Austria. The bar is loaded on the platform from Austria.
292.5 now for Markus Gluck of Austria. One of the podium contenders in the 120s. Oh, and that is trouble. Oh, you don't want to see grip issues in round 1. Hope he can recover. He'll still be in a strong position for the podium, but he will have the next lifter here breathing down his neck.
Yeah, he'll need more magnesium, I hope, because the bar was clean before his attempt, because all of the lifters was pulling conventional. That means there might be some talcum powder on the bar, but since it was clean,
And Gluck will be chased down by the next lifter, Jeroen van Hesveld of Belgium, opening at 295, personal best of 340, so this should be plenty comfortable. And he'll be 25 kilos behind Gluck, but Gluck missed his deadlift opener, so that gap will shrink down.
it's comfortable opener, 3 white lights. And I would be a little worried if I was in a Gluck skin.
He still has an advantage, but it's going to be a tough job.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Germany,
Christoph Seefeld now 300 kilos for the German. Is looking to take the bronze medal overall in the 120 plus category. And also a deadlift bronze medal. Even with his opener, he'll be in a pretty good position to do both. Three white lights, a good lift.
315 kilos for Tomasz Ternini, representing Czechia. 5 lifters left in this round. The bar is loaded on the platform from Czechia, Tomasz Ternini.
$315 now for Tomasz Tneni of Czechia. Already opening 5 kilos above his personal best.
And it seems reasonable.
And he's looking on form. 3 white lights, already a personal best on his opener. We'll see if he can keep up and deliver a deadlift medal.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Czechia, Ondrej Šíp.
Ondrej Šíp of Czechia, 325, personal best of 332.5, so very close to that.
It's a free white lights good lift. And I think we will be in a new personal best territory with his second attempt.
From the looks of it, absolutely. And deadlift might be the only lift of the competition in the 120s where Danilo Kovalo is not completely in his own league. This was the case with bench and squat. Let's see, 325, well, still very easy. Secures a total with 3 white lights and secures that squat world record that he got. Secures an 1,121.5 kilo total. Very close to the total world record of 1,132.5. Andy Shevchenko now 330, and it goes up like a blitz.
There was another really easy opener. I just love the way that the Ukrainians are opening.
Shevchenko is either the fastest lifter I've ever seen, or competing at RP7 because he doesn't have to try that hard to win by 100 kilos. We'll see how things go in deadlifts for him. Final attempt for Moritz Taschner of Germany. 340. Personal best of 382.5. Three white lights, a good lift, and with a squat of over 420 and a bench of 320, I can guarantee you these are not just deadlift leverages, this is just raw strength for Taschner, who's looking to take deadlift gold. As things stand after round 2, the only lifter who missed his first attempt is Gluck of Austria, one of the podium contenders in the 120s. Mata and Magnusson have scratched out, and we're starting off round 2 with 257.5 on the bar for Alexandru Kazaku of Romania.
Team Romania decided to jump only 7.5 kilos from first to second. Getting 3 white lights still look pretty easy, I would say.
I think it was an appropriate call. You can see that the lockout is heavy, and I think that's where the issues are going to appear if they appear in round 3. But I agree there is still room there to grow. 265 for Łukasz Majsnerowski of Poland. That is unfortunately a no lift for Majsnerowski. Breaks the floor and no further. He's also doing it without a deadlift suit.
I'm kind of worried that this might be his top end. Or the opener was his top end, because this looked like a strength issue, and since he has no deadlift suit on him, there's no other fixes he can do.
270 for Florin Lupas. Locks it out. 3 white lights, a good lift. See if he can break that 1,000 kilo barrier. It would take another 20 kilo jump up to 290, which would still be below his personal best of 315. But 315 I don't think is on the books today. Not from the looks of this second, but 290 is possible. We'll see if they decide to go for it. Go for the 1,000 kilo total. Jack Barber up next at 275.
Just 2.5 kilos under his personal best. And I'm pretty sure we will see some personal best on a third attempt.
That's certainly what it looks like.
The mark is loaded, so the platform from Great Britain, Dominic Coleman.
Dominic Coleman of Great Britain, 290, 20 kilo jump. Still pretty fast, just the lockout a little bit sticky, but looks good for plenty more.
The lockouts tend to be the hardest part on a conventional lift, so
And also the hardest part with these bigger weight categories, bigger lifters, usually means bigger quads, and you have to get the bar over those quads to lock it out. Now, a repeat from first round, the only repeat from the first round, Markus Glück of Austria, 292.5. Going again, needs to secure this to put himself in a position to be on the overall podium.
this time it looks better.
Yeah, looks a lot better. It's 3 white lights. He secures a 995 total.
Which is matching with third position, forecasted third position in Team Belgium.
The mark is loaded.
317.5 now for Christoph Seefeld of Germany. This is just to put himself in a more secure third place. If there's a slip up from Taschner, he can go for a Hail Mary, but from the looks of it, he will be too far away. It's a solid second pull.
320 kilos for General Van Heesveld, representing Belgium.
I think we can once again see where the limiting point is going to be. That final centimeters of lockout are going to be where issues appear, if they appear. Now, Jeroen van Heesveld of Belgium. He's sensing a sniff of opportunity here for a podium in the 120s. 320 to jump ahead of Glück, who missed his first deadlift, now successful at 292, but Jeroen will be jumping up ahead. That is 3 white lights, a good lift at 320.
25 kilo jump seems to be on point, but how much can he lift for the third round? Hopefully it will be enough to get the bronze position overall.
Oh, I'm 100% sure that Team Belgium is gonna load whatever they need to get back ahead of Glück if he overtakes Van Heesveld in third round.
Yeah, Team Belgium has advantage on body weight.
327.5 now for Tomáš Trneni of Czechia.
Fighting with 327.5.
Proper grind for 3 white lights.
35 kilos for Ondrej Šikov
But looking at the replay, I'm not sure how much has he left in the tank for that third pull. Maybe 5 more kilos.
Well, you have to consider, for a third deadlift, athletes usually kick it into another gear, give it everything they have, and he has a style of deadlift where he can really grind. 335 now for Andrzej Šip of Czechia. Looks like a completely reasonable second attempt, 3 white lights. And this is going to come down to the wire. Who's going to take home deadlift gold in the 120s? It's going to be close between Šip and Kowalo. But even before that showdown goes down, we have Danilo Kowalo of Ukraine, 337.5 for a new world total record. And just like that, he's already up, already down. 3 white lights and a new world total record of 1,134 kilos in the 120 weight class.
Very easy pull for that record.
Incredible work from the Ukrainian, and they're now going to be just probably going for 2.5 more than Šip does in his third round. 2 lifts remaining though in round 2. Andriy Shevchenko of Ukraine, 350 on the bar. Three white lights, easy work as we're used to from Shevchenko.
60 kilos for Moritz Taschner, representing Germany. Final attempt of this round.
Yeah, if I were his coach, I would advise to load 30 more kilos. I want to see him struggle at least a bit because all of his lifts were so easy.
360 kilos for Moritz Taschner of Germany. This is to jump back ahead into deadlift. Gold for the time being in the 120 plus, ahead of Shevchenko. White lights, a good lift for Taschner. And the deadlift gold in both categories is gonna be coming down to the wire. In the 120s, it's Czechia versus Ukraine. In 120 plus, it's Germany versus Ukraine. These are how things stand after round 2. We have Kowalo leading deadlifts by 2.5 kilos from Šip and Tomáš Trneni in bronze for the time being. In the 120 plus, we have Taschner in gold with 360, Shevchenko silver with 350, and Zefil in a distant third with 317.5. Current total rankings, both Ukrainians have secured their championship titles. Second places also already pretty much decided, but there is a battle going on for third place in the 120 category between Glück and Van Hesveld. Starting off round 3, we have Alexandru Kazaku of Romania opting for another 7.5 kilo jump to 265. Yes, it passed the knees, but no further, unfortunately. That was the top end for the Romanian today.
The bar is loaded, so the black
290 for Ionut Florin Lupas of Romania for a 1,000 kilo total. Overall 4th place, deadlift 4th place, that will not change, but a 1,000 kilogram total. Hard work to lock it out and cannot hold on. That is unfortunate for Lupas no lift.
Yeah, but luckily 1000 total wasn't some kind of big milestone for him, because in the past he did a way better total of 1042.5. So just try what's there for today.
292.5 now for Jack Barber of Great Britain. He's got huge support from his teammates. Unfortunately, a bit too much of a jump. No lift at 292.5 for Barber.
At least he tried. He asked audience for support. They screamed, but strength-wise it wasn't there.
The bar is loaded. On the platform from Great Britain, Dominique, come on.
300 kilos now for Dominic Coleman of Great Britain. New personal best of 10. Come on, lock it out. 3 white lights, a good lift.
That's a huge milestone. 300 kilos, new personal best, first international experience. Just great session.
The bar is loaded. On the platform from Austria.
302.5 now for Markus Gluck of Austria. A 10 kilo jump from 292.5. This is what his coaches think he has in himself on the day. This is him throwing his gauntlet into the fire of the third position fight in the 120s.
He has to right now.
Locks it out. Ace 3 white lights. It's 1005 kilos in total for him, and Van Hesveld will need 330 to try and take the bronze medal away from him.
The bar is loaded.
325 now for Christoph Seefeld of Germany. He's the overall bronze medalist in the 120 plus and deadlift medalist in the 120 plus. It is for a strong 343 finish to his deadlifts.
Good time, Christoph.
And he gets it, 3 white lights. It was there. Secures total of 1062.5 kilos for overall bronze position.
Right now, the moment we have been waiting for since round 1 of deadlifts. This is the deciding poll for the 3rd place in the 120s. Currently occupied by Gluck of Austria, but Jeroen van Hesveld of Belgium wants to say something about that, and he wants to say, I will come here, I will lift 330 for 1005 kilo total and jump ahead of you onto the overall podium. Come on. Lock it out.
And what the referees say?
It is 2-1, good lift. There is a blue light from the right side, referee, so we will examine that replay.
I would say
I don't see a blue light infraction here. No supporting, no downward motion. And that means that Jeroen van Hesveld is the bronze medalist in the 120s. 5 lifts are between us. and the end of these Open Championships. First is a deadlift medal attempt from Czechia for a double deadlift podium of Czechs. Tomáš Trniny, 332.5. A 5 kilo personal best and a guaranteed deadlift bronze.
Coming out swinging. As you said, I think he switched to another gear. Let's see if he has 332.5 in him.
Come on, Tomáš. That moment is yours.
Come on!
And he is the fighter.
I said he can grind. It's a 2-1 again. Good lift and a bronze deadlift medal for Trniny of Czechia.
Just hope that the jury will not intervene in this one.
Now, where will the gold deadlift medal be going? First contender is out. Ondřej Šíp of Czechia, 345 to jump into provisional deadlift gold. He's your European vice champion in the 120s.
And he's pulling, but unfortunately a
lock it
problem.
out.
Yeah, there was a problem with the lockout if I saw correctly.
There was a problem with the lockout, and the deadlift podium in the 120s is decided. It's going to be 337.5 for Kovalev, 355 the next attempt. He has guaranteed deadlift gold. Can now go for whatever he wants, and it's going to be 355 kilos for another extension of 17.5 onto the world total record.
The bar is loaded. On the
Speaker calls out the bar is loaded. Danilo Kovalev is coming to the platform for 355 kilos for a new world record total attempt.
Total record attempt.
Just barely misses it at lockout. He's still your European champion of the 120s and still holds the world total record and the world squat record. Pushed himself to the limit to try and extend it, just ever so slightly too much. 2 lifts remaining to decide deadlift gold in the 120 plus. Andriy Shevchenko of Ukraine, 365.
His lifts were easy so far, so let's see if a 15 kilo will be there.
Will another 15 kilos make the difference for Andriy Shevchenko? Lock it out. Cannot, I'm afraid. That is a no lift. That means that Shevchenko will not be having the clean sweep. Deadlift gold will go to Germany.
375 kilos for the Moritz Stachner. Final attempt of this round. This is a total silver medal attempt and deadlift gold medal attempt.
And now for the very final lift of the Open Championships. Who else but Moritz Stachner of Germany, 375 kilos. He's your deadlift gold medalist, your European vice champion. And he pulled 375.
Moving up, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a lockout.
Look at that,
And it's
white
3
lights.
white lights for Moritz Taschner, your
This is a
European vice champion. Ladies and gentlemen,
new personal best also on total by 5 kilos. That's improvement you want to see when you just entered the Open.
that is exactly right, Honza. This is now a wrap for the European Equipped Open Powerlifting Championships in Pilsen, Czechia. Final results in the 120s. Deadlift bronze with 332.5 goes to Czechia and Tomáš Trneni. Silver also to Czechia with 335 goes to Ondřej Sip. And deadlift gold with 337.5 goes to Danilo Kovalo and Ukraine in the 120 pluses. Deadlift bronze goes to Germany, Christoph Zefeld with 325. Silver to Ukraine with Andriy Shevchenko with 350. And deadlift gold goes to Germany, to Moritz Taschner with 375. Overall rankings in the 120s. After a tight fight, it came down to the last pull, and the bronze medal went to Jeroen van Hesveld with 1005 kilo total to Belgium. Your vice champion is Ondřej Sip of Czechia with 1035, and with a new world record total, the title of the European champion goes to Ukraine, to Danilo Kovalo. In the 120 pluses, we have a double German podium. Zefeld in bronze with 1062.5, Taschner in silver with 1117.5, and your European champion from Ukraine with 1195 kilos in total is Andriy Shevchenko. What an exciting championship this has been. The final best lifter rankings are as follows. In third place with 107.65 GL points is Knut Einar Skor of the 105s. In silver is Danilo Kovalo of the 120s with 109.84. And your best lifter of the European Open Championships with 113.8 points is Volodymyr Rysiev from the 93s. Quite a dominant performance from the top two Ukrainians here in the overall rankings. Honza, what's going to be your most favorite, most memorable moment of these championships?
Well, I think the most memorable moment will be lifting on squats in 120s and 120 pluses, because those heavy weights just they are unbelievable. And when you see some new world records being broken, that's just the cherry on the cake.
Sometimes it feels unreal to see such huge weights moved with such ease or such confidence. My most memorable moment is gonna have to be the performance of Volodymyr Rysiev in the 93s. I don't think I have ever seen anybody so dominant live on commentary. I can think of a few, but I don't think that ever I have seen someone dominate a category by so much. It has been an amazing championships. We want to thank all of our viewers on the EPF YouTube channel for being with us for this week. We're signing off, and we'll see you at the next competition.
classes for the presentation of participation medals. Participation medals are presenting EPF President Björn Ostad and special guest Juderpekeder Peter Maule MP, representative Vodarny Plzeň. And Miroslav Vacek. Miroslav Vacek, Peter Maule, and Björn Ostad. We are moving on to the individual medals in the 120 weight class. We are moving on to the medals for the squad. Ladies and gentlemen, the squad bronze medal goes to Markus Glück, Austria, 412.5 kilos. Squad silver goes to Ondrej Šíp, Czechia, 415 kilos. And squad gold medal goes to Danilo Kovalov, Ukraine, 454 kilos, a new world record. Thank you, gentlemen. We are moving on to the medals for the bench press. Bench press bronze goes to Markus Glück, Austria, 290 kilos. Bench press silver goes to Jeroen van Heesvelde, Belgium, 290 kilos by light body weight. And bench press gold goes to Danilo Kovalov, Ukraine, 342.5 kilos. Thank you, gentlemen. We are moving on to the medals for the deadlift. Deadlift bronze goes to Tomáš Trneni, Czechia, 332.5 kilos. Deadlift silver goes to Ondrej Šíp, Czechia, 335 kilos. And Deadlift gold goes to Danilo Kovalov, Ukraine, 337.5 kilos. Thank you, gentlemen. We are moving on to the medals for the total. The 2026 European overall bronze medal in the 120 weight class goes to Jeroen van Heesvelde, 1,005 kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 European overall silver medal in the 120 weight class goes to Ondrej Shi, Czechia, 1,035 kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, first place, gold medal. The 2026 European title in the 120 weight class goes to Danilo Kovalov, Ukraine, 1,134 kilos and new total world record in the 120 weight class. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Ukraine. Gentlemen, please stay on the podium. Please stay on the podium. Thank you, gentlemen. We are moving on to the individual medals in the 120 plus weight class. And we are moving on to the medals for the squad. Squad bronze medal goes to Moritz Taschner, Germany, 422.5 kilos. Squad silver goes to Gudfinnur Magnusson, Iceland, 430 kilos. And squad gold goes to Andriy Shevchenko, Ukraine, 475 kilos. Thank you, gentlemen. We are moving on to the medals for the bench press. Bench press bronze goes to Moritz Taschner, Germany, 320 kilos. Bench press Silver goes to Christoph Ziffel, Germany, 337.5 kilos. And bench press gold goes to Andriy Shevchenko, Ukraine, 370 kilos. Thank you, gentlemen. We are moving on to the medals for the deadlift. Deadlift bronze goes to Christoph Ziffel, Germany, 325 kilos. Deadlift silver goes to Andriy Shevchenko, Ukraine, 350 kilos. And deadlift gold goes to Moritz Daschner, Germany, 375 kilos. Thank you, gentlemen. We are moving on to the medals for the total. The 2026 European overall bronze medal in the 120 plus weight class goes to Christoph Ziffel, Germany, 1,062.5 kilos. The 2026 European overall silver medal in the 120 plus weight class goes to Moritz Daschner, Germany, 1,117.5 kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, first place, gold medal, the 2026 European title in the 120 plus weight class goes to Andriy Shevchenko from Ukraine with an outstanding total of 1,195 kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Ukraine. Gentlemen, please stay on the podium.